Hello, welcome back to another reaction video. Tonight I will be reacting to a video called it's a fanfic read. It's Her Most Sacred Duty, featuring Lotus Moon as Luna. Now this is a requested reaction, and if you want to request anything for me to react to that's more so pony related at the moment, because I kind of need ponies right now anyway. I've been going through a lot, and every time I come back, seeing this show and the characters and people working hard to make content that may not be great, but they work hard enough on the content anyway, and it needs recognition. And I feel like watching this, even though I think this is a good year or two old now. Depends. I can't remember. I don't remember what it says. But yeah. Honestly, let's just get right into the video. Let's make sure that this shit's working first. But yeah. Alright. It seems to be working. I pull it up. Also, just so you know, I am also working on another project similar to the one that I did about 7 months ago. Excuse me. It was a Twilight Wants a Cookie by Brony Headbanger. That was fun to do. It took forever because I was doing it on an iPad using, I can't remember what the iPad, the Apple version of audio editing software is called, but it was actually really cool. It was really good. Hopefully whenever I do my audio this time. Jesus. Alright, you ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, 0.
Her Most Sacred Duty by Drunk Luna. Featuring Lotus Moon as Princess Luna. Check out her awesome
I can't remember who Lotus Moon is. I know she's a voice actress. I can't wait to hear her, Luna.
Princess Luna landed outside Ponyville Hospital and teleported inside. She knew exactly where she was going, but her focus still shifted, slightly jarred by the overwhelming sense of loss that always seemed to fill this area of the hospital. The hallway smelled of alcohol, floor cleaner, sadness, and death.
Yeah.
A stark
Jesus.
contrast from the cheerful,
I've been dealing with a
bright
lot of death
colours
recently
and pictures
myself.
that adorned the walls of the ward. Luna hated this place, and for the briefest of moments, she wished.
Don't worry, man. I hate that place too. I really do. It's
Foals barely old enough to speak
terrible.
didn't have to die. The alicorn sighed and continued down the hallway. Her destination was the 4th room on the right. Even before she opened the door,
exactly what is she doing
Luna
at the
could
hospital?
hear the sound of agonal breathing, a clear sign of a life's imminent departure. Doctors called it the death rattle for a reason.
What?
Though Luna had heard the death rattle billions of times by now, the sound still tied her stomach in knots, especially when its source was a pony as young as the one in this room. She knew she didn't have much time. She needed to get to work.
Out of all the ponies on the
Sighing
deathbed, it's gonna be a
heavily,
freaking
Luna
filly.
magically opened the door, closed her eyes, and entered the dream realm.
Okay, that's really loud.
Luckily, the foal's dream was the first one she saw. The little filly was bouncing around a meadow, healthy and happy. She spotted a pink and white butterfly and chased it through a field of fragrant pink peonies, laughing as she rolled among the flowers.
Sweetie Belle?
Luna called. The filly's
Wait,
ears
what?
perked.
Sweetie
She
Belle?
raised her head at the sound of Luna's voice. Princess Luna, you're here!
What
squealed.
is going
Wait,
on?
I thought you only came into Pony's nightmares.
Usually I do.
Luna said, swallowing the pony-sized lump in her throat.
What happened to Sweetie Belle?
I wanted to give an extra special dream to one of my favorite fillies tonight. Now, how about some ice cream? What's your favorite flavor?
Sweetie said. I like
Cookies
and
and
cream.
no cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough,
Luna
my favorite.
created a giant bowl of cookies and cream ice cream, which Sweetie Belle dove into. After the filly had eaten her way to the bottom of the bowl, Luna cleaned Sweetie off and asked her about her favorite kind of cake. Chocolate! Sweetie squealed.
German chocolate cake, my
Luna
favorite.
created a giant chocolate cake with the most delicious frosting Sweetie had ever tasted. As Sweetie finished her cake, Luna laid down in the soft, cool grass and motioned for Sweetie to join her.
What is wrong with Sweetie Belle? Like, I really want to know.
Luna said.
Why don't you give me a list of things that you have always wanted to do? What is your greatest dream?
Sweetie thought for a second.
To get my cutie
have
mark.
My cutie mark. Be an Alicorn princess and live in a huge castle with my family and all my friends, like you. Sweetie said.
Yeah, I predicted the cutie mark one.
Luna said with a nod.
Then an alicorn you shall be. Stand still, little
An alicorn?
Sweetie's mouth dropped open as Luna sent a glittering swirl of magic from her horn. The magic lifted Sweetie upward. After Sweetie had reached the ground, she shook her head confused.
This is so wholesome.
Come and stand next to me, Princess Sweetie Belle.
Princess Sweetie Belle.
Evening, you shall reign alongside me as co-princess of the night.
Sweetie's eyes widened, and she gasped as she turned her head and noticed
That's
a brand
adorable.
new pair of wings.
There is more. You also get your very own crown and necklace. But first, try out your wings.
Luna encouraged the filly. Sweetie spread her wings and flew in a graceful circle, then landed next to
Man,
Luna. who
I don't know what's
conjured a
going on
white
exactly,
crown
but
and matching necklace, which both glittered with huge diamonds and were
I
decorated
really
with
like.
rose.
I really want to know
They're
why she's in the
beautiful,
hospital.
Princess Luna. But
'Cause-
why is there a rose on the front of my regalia? Sweetie asked. Luna smiled warmly.
Why don't you look over your shoulder and find out for yourself?
Sweetie gasped as she
Find out
looked at
what?
the flank, where a pink rose, which looked exactly like the one on her crown and necklace, had just appeared. Tears filled the filly's eyes as she realized that her most fervent wish had come true. She had finally received her cutie mark. She took a step forward, and a pale pink rose grew where she had just stood. Sweetie took another step, and a white rose appeared. Then the filly spread her wings and took off, leaving
fly
a fragrant
away.
trail of pink and white roses on the ground beneath her. Soon, Sweetie had created a meadow full of fresh roses. Luna took a deep breath and blinked to conceal her own tears.
Yeah, this is.
And now, your castle, Princess Sweetie.
It's really is a shame. This is just all a
Luna
dream for her.
proclaimed. With one sweep of her horn, Luna created a magnificent giant castle in the
Wait, no,
colours
don't.
of Sweetie's
Oh my
mane,
god, I'm thinking about it.
complete with a
Is this kind of like the
motion-torpedo.
last dream concept
Sweetie flew inside, and Luna followed.
that Brandon
Well, Princess,
decided to implement in his
Luna
story
said
in
with a
Harmony
smile.
Brony?
what is
Because
your first royal decree?
I decree that Rarity, Scootaloo, and Applebloom shall become princesses too, and that Applebloom and Scootaloo shall receive their cutie marks, Sweetie declared. With a nod, Luna conjured Sweetie's sister and best friends, turned all three ponies into alicorns, and adorned Scootaloo and Applebloom's flanks with their cutie marks, a scooter and an apple blossom.
this is a really
Luna was
sweet
touched
story
that
so
Sweetie's
far.
final wish had not been for herself, but for the happiness of her sister and friends. Suddenly, a lapse in the dreamscape told Luna that it was nearly time for her to perform her hardest, most sacred duty for Sweetie Belle. The filly also seemed to know.
And what is that going to be?
Am I about to go home? Sweetie asked.
Yes, little one.
Luna replied softly as she felt the heat of tears behind her eyes. This would never, ever get
Okay,
easy for
well,
her.
okay.
But she also felt honored to play a role in these moments.
Please.
She quickly
What's
conjured
going on?
the rest of Sweetie's family and friends. Sweetie ran up to her parents first, oblivious to what was taking place. Luna had just done the impossible, yes. This was a dream, but she had pulled Sweetie's family and friends from the
Oh,
waking world
nice.
so that they were actually physically present and aware of everything that was happening.
That's
Their
really
last
cool.
memories of their daughter,
Is Sweet Belle in a
sister, and friend
in a
would not
coma right
consist
now?
of a
So she
sick
can't wake up
bowl
and
laying
talk?
grey and motionless. Instead, they would always remember Sweetie Belle this way, as the vivacious, beautiful filly
Jeez.
she was before cancer had stolen her pride.
Cancer?
We love you, sweetie, her parents whispered, squeezing the filly tightly. Be good, little sister. Watch over us, okay?
Jeez.
Rarity sniffed a bit, pulling Sweetie into a hug. Suddenly, from the distance, two healthy,
Just reminds me of
strong
something
unicorns
that
approached
I really
Sweetie.
wish I was able
They
to
looked
do.
so young, but Sweetie still instantly knew who they were. Grandma! Grandpa! Sweetie gasped. She and Rarity ran to hug them, but Luna stopped both fillies.
You will see them again when your time comes, Rarity.
Oh my
Luna
god.
said gently.
But now, I must escort Sweetie Belle to her eternal home.
Jesus. Okay.
Gently draping her wing over Sweetie Belle.
This is terrible.
Luna walked the filly to an ornate pair of gates, which immediately opened up for Sweetie. The filly gave Luna one final little smile. Then she turned and ran to her grandparents, who lovingly embraced Sweetie as they welcomed her into the beautiful light beyond the gates. Her parents and sister returned to the land of the living. Luna's eyes overflowed with tears as the gates
Holy
closed.
shit.
A sob ripped
I did not
through
expect
her
this story
usually
to make me
stoic
tear up a
facade.
little bit. I'm
She
actually...
bowed her head.
I can
allowing
relate
herself
to this
grieve.
right now. 'Cause
Luna's entire body shook with the force of her sobs, and she gasped for air, falling to her knees. She and the Sweetie Belle had always been close, as they had bonded over the fact that they both had sisters who made them feel overshadowed.
yeah.
This loss was uniquely painful for the princess of the night. Luna simultaneously dreaded and relished these heartbreakingly precious moments.
Man, yeah,
Parents
out of
should
all
never have to
the
outlive
princesses,
their
you...
goals,
I
but
know.
Luna always did her best to make these
You shouldn't...
transitions.
The fact that you
Far
had to
too many of which
bring her to the
she had
afterlife,
seen during her long reign. Pleasant and easy for the little ones
that's
who
gotta
had reached
be
the end of their all
so
too short
hard.
lives. She had ushered countless foals into the afterlife after
She-
they had been
why?
starved, neglected, abused, and more frequently after they had valiantly fought a long illness, as Sweetie had done. Luna felt a tiny pang of envy as she pondered the fact that her older sister would never know the pain that was such a common occurrence in Luna's role as guardian of dreams. With a sad sigh for the
I know
little
you were a
life that
guardian
had
of
just
death.
been snuffed out,
You're literally the
Luna
Grim
collected
Reaper of
herself and
Equestria.
teleported back to the dream realm. The night was still young, and there were many more dreamers in need of guidance and protection from their princess.
Oh. Is this the end of the story? All right. I'm sorry if I stopped talking as much. But as soon as I figured out exactly what was happening in the reading, I had to think, because I've been going through a loss myself, and I feel like it's been a terrible couple of months for me. I've been losing a lot of good people. At least really important people that were part of my life, and I forget how important those people are until they're gone, and then it all comes back, and then you have this feelings of regret, terrible things that you've done, things you didn't do. But that story, this is why I love this fucking show so much. It's the fandom, it's people like this writing stories for people like me to relate to. And I gotta say, I mean, that hits hard. It was sad, man. That I lost a loved one that it really hurt, and now I really hope I don't lose anybody else. Also, like, losing children like that, I mean, that's stuff that happens in the real world, but you wish that you'd be able to, while they were sleeping and they're in a coma and they couldn't get up and talk to you, they couldn't look at you, they couldn't open their eyes or anything like that, that you could somehow make it into their dream. Or, you know, the fact that I guess Luna in this fic can do what she did, that is like a dream come true for me. That would be something I want to do. The fact that we don't get that ability, we don't have that option. You know, it hurts to not be able to talk to them, not knowing that they probably can't hear you or listen to you. It's freaking, it's terrible to think about. And it hurts so much. That's why, like I said, I wasn't expecting this. I didn't even know this was a sad fanfic until I fucking watched it. I saw Luna with her tears. I was like, I really should have known that by just looking at that. But I didn't, because I'm an idiot. And paying attention to details is something I'm not very good at. But sometimes I can do it really well. And I pay attention so well sometimes that I don't take the video seriously, which is why I wanted to look at it the way I did. I wanted to listen to it. Why Sweetie Belle? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the reaction here. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna fucking annoy people like that. Do that shit. It's annoying. But what I will ask is, if you want me to react to anything else, let me know. Okay, if you want to let me know in the comments. I mean, I won't say it has to be just strictly pony content, but I'd prefer pony content. Anyways, would that be it for this reaction? And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.